Hi guys, welcome to Cooking with Qunoot. Today we actually have a special guest. This is Lori DeVersi from CaveChick Inc.
But today I would like to share with you a pesto recipe that's really been a staple in my family.
Go ahead.
So the basis of pesto is basil. And first you'd like to get 4 ounces of basil. And remember, always rinse it off. From there, I like to use pretty much the entire basil, stem and all. Why let the good nutrients and fiber that's in the stem? I will cut off the small browned ends of it and just stick it all into your processor. So this is with about 4 ounces of basil.
So what kind of nuts are you going to be using for your pesto today?
Today I'm going to be using walnuts and pine nuts. Those are the ones I prefer, but I also love to use macadamia nuts, cashews sometimes. Nuts are full of beneficial fats. Fats are very important in our diet. So I put my basil into the machine. I usually don't like to start chopping it up right away because the basil will start oxidating quite quickly, and that makes it turn brown, oxidation.
So I have a question. If somebody doesn't have a food processor at home, is there another way to make a pesto?
The ancient way was with a I believe it was called a Pesto. So they had the bowl and the grinder.
Gotcha.
So that's a true pesto. So you can go and, you know, have
Buy
at it that way. But so with the 4 ounces of basil, I'll start with 1 lemon. I like to have my pesto a little bit tangy. So I'll just put that right in. And I like the old-fashioned way. You know, use real lemons. You got the so much healthier. And then I will put in approximately 1 cup of walnuts. And really, this is to your taste. So Qunoot's going to have a recipe on her website.
Absolutely.
But, you know, figure out how you want to do it yourself. And then I'm going to put in another cup of the pine nuts.
That's the great thing about recipes like this, especially something like a pesto. It's all to your liking. So if you want more zest, if you want more lemon, if you want more nuts, you can do so. But what Cooking with Qunoot is about is teaching you the basics and teaching you the base foundation of how to make healthy food delicious. And then take it and run with it. So go on.
If it looks like it's getting a little thick, you can put a little bit more lemon juice in it. Excuse me. So
you guys can't actually see this texture from far away, but this is really cool. This is, if you haven't had pesto before, this is like, the only way that I could describe it is, it smells ridiculously fresh in here right now. It's got a texture of green, but it has that texture of nuts, so it's kind of nutty, it's not one smooth texture. Go on. So it's really cool.
I want it to be just a little smoother, so I added a little bit more water. And that'll be good. So things that I like to do with the pesto, of course, I always love to put it on a whole grain pasta. My pasta of choice, my family, we do have wheat allergies, so we go with a brown rice pasta. You always want to go with the whole grain because then you're getting all the nutrients. So what I like to do with the pesto is, of course, like I said, put it on pasta, this one here, and then you can be all decorative as you're serving it to your guests with some little basil leaves.
Because if it didn't smell good enough already, now it just looks better. Because we all know, I think I've heard this a million times, you eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth, something along the lines of that.
Smell.
Yeah, so that's your first method of using it. I'm going to put it to the side. And
this is, you know, something I love. This is a whole grain spelt bread. I like to toast it, which it's already been done.
So you're using the sprout bread because you said you have wheat allergies in your family, correct?
Correct.
Cool.
And we do tolerate spelts. We also have yeast allergies in our family. Actually, I should say mold allergies. Other things that are molds, if you're allergic to breathing molds, you're going to be allergic to eating molds. Okay. So avocado, another awesome vegetable, or fruit, I guess, actually, that is loaded with great fats. So I put that on my toasted bread.
So she used about 1/4 of a avocado. And again, these recipes are going to be on QnootSharafi.com. So we are eyeballing things today, but they will be online soon.
Then, you know, any mesclun or salad lettuce that you prefer goes on that. And then and then again, according to your caloric needs, I fried up an egg, so I'm going to use 1 egg.
So I'm sure if somebody didn't want if they wanted to use the lean protein, that would be a-okay in this scenario as well.
Yeah, you know, you could absolutely use turkey.
Yeah.
I like the egg scenario. And then on the other half of the bread, go ahead and load it with your pesto. And the flavors just are fabulous. I like my pesto. See,
she sure does. She's not kidding. I would think something cool to do with the pesto is actually make a panini as well. That would be another great option, correct?
You could do anything you want.
I love a good panini.
You could use it as a dip. It's great with white radishes, cucumbers, you know, some of the vegetables that are a little bit more neutral in taste. So dips, great way to go ahead and use your pesto. And if you come up with more ideas, you know, email them on to Qunoot.
Yeah, one of the cool things that we do on Cooking with Qunoot is I take recommendations. And if you want to be featured like Lori, that's an option. That's always an option too. So this sandwich is done and done. It is beautiful. You can see it's a hefty amount of pesto as well as egg in here. And this is 2 meals in 1. So she kind of made the pesto and now you can save the rest for later. So before we complete this segment, I'm actually going to talk about these wonderful cookies that Lori now sells. Where can we find these cookies? What kind of flavors do you have? And what makes your cookies different and unique?
The cookies, you can find out where the cookies are currently located at CaveChick.com. That's CaveChick.com.
That'll be on my website.
They are local to Chicago right now. There is an ability to order them online. But the cookies, again, going back to my what is a healthy diet is minimally processed and addressing your food allergens and intolerances. So I took the major food allergens and removed them. It's a dairy-free, egg-free cookie. It also is nut-free as well. I use a vanilla that's not in an alcohol base for anybody that has a mold allergy. And I also use minimally processed ingredients. Whole grain organic spelt, ground flaxseed, maple sugar, and maple syrup are the sweeteners. You know, all minimally processed, more nutritious ingredients where you're going to actually be nourishing yourself while you're having your cookie treat versus
damaging yourself.
Exactly.
Right, that vicious circle that we talked about. All right, so what kind of flavors do you have?
There's 4 flavors. Standard chocolate chip, which is awesome. Oats and raisin. Cave Doodle, which is a chocolate cookie with chocolate chips, very decadent. And we've got the Cave Doodle to take off of the Snickerdoodle idea, but
gotcha.
Cinnamon, maple sugar sweetened cookie.
Okay, awesome. So if you want more information on these cookies, visit my website, QnootSharafi.com, or go directly to CaveChick.com. If you want to be featured on Cooking with Qunoot, you can also do so. Feel free to email me, and we will go from there. Thank you for watching.